Hey guys, and welcome to Smells Like Teen Angst. I'm Sarah, and today I am back with my crew to talk about the newest episode of I Know What You Did Last Summer, episode 5, Snacks and Stuff. Let's do it. Awesome. As always, I am here with my favorite people. Riverdale's not back for a few more weeks. Few new weeks. Words are hard. So of course we had to fill it in with something else. Jordan, say hi.
Hello, I'm Jordan. You can find me on the internet at Lambertra. I hosted Dungeons and Dragons show with Kiki. We're on hiatus. We'll be back in November.
When in November? Do you have your official date yet?
What?
Do you have your official date yet?
November 16th?
It'll be fun. It looking like
it's the week of November 16th.
It looking like it is.
That's us.
That's them. And it'll be fun. Kiki.
I'm Kiki. I'm always here. Y'all know me. You know, you can find me there. But I barely post on any social medias there. But that's where I exist outside of the internet.
It's where we all exist outside of the world with our social media handles that we all stopped posting on because of the pandemic. You know, we're working on it. We're trying to get better. So episode 5 of this series, before we dive deep in, overall feelings, overall thoughts. Did we enjoy it? Was it lacking?
I have more questions than I have answers.
Fair
again.
enough. Kiki?
We're getting somewhere and I'm feeling that, you know?
Yeah. I mean,
and nobody died, at least that we know.
Right. I thought that was interesting. This is the 5th episode. It's the first episode where no one died.
That we know.
We know.
True. Someone could be off somewhere. We have an episode that starts with like big outrage over the murders. We have a town council meeting, which Kiki, in your review of the series, you're like, where's the outrage? People in Hawaii would be on this.
I was very proud of that. I was like, okay, finally, this makes some goddamn sense. Okay. People can't just go dying left and right in a small island state and not have police going crazy.
Pause. The episode actually started with Margot's like mukbang binge eating moment, which was like gorier to me than anything else the show has done.
Oh, for sure. It was like really rough. And you're right. I just jumped to that and I was coming back to
I don't have misophonia, but the sounds that were coming out of that scene and like the editing. Oh,
yeah.
No.
And the fact that she was crying the entire time really just like, it made it so painful.
Right? It was very not good.
Yeah, you can definitely tell she's not mukbanging for professional reasons. She's doing it because she's going through something. And I like the scene that she has with her mother at the end because her mom's like, what is happening? What is going on with you? And you can see that each of these characters are like the whole thing of last summer is taking a different toll on each of them. And this is how she's internalizing her pain.
Mm-hmm.
And I just really like that scene with her mom because maybe Margot will have some healing and some therapy and some things. Because I like her as a character.
Oh, me too.
I like her as a character too, but I think like Lennon/Allison's dad was spot on when he was like, yo, tone down how you are always like talking to Margot and stuff like that. Like, you know, Lennon wasn't like that. Like, yeah, she was close, but she was also shifty with her friends. And
well, no, her dad was like, she's not in love with you. She's in love with Lennon.
Yeah.
You know, so she's like, he was warning her to be careful. But he's like, because she's not in love with you.
Mm-hmm.
She's in love with your dead sister.
Yeah. So I liked that because I feel like we keep like allowing Allison to forget that she's Allison and be Lennon, and the dad is constantly there to bring her back down to earth. Like, hello, you're Allison pretending to be Lennon. Like, keep it up. Don't fuck this up.
And the thing is, if she keeps talking to Margot and getting that close with her, the jig is going to be up at some point. At some point, she's going to slip.
Absolutely. They're all already feeling like she's sketchy. Like Riley and Margot have this whole thing. Like Margot is because she's pushing, like Lennon Allison is pushing her away. And like, you know, she's like, I can't even listen to you. But everyone's like, something's up with her. She's sketchy AF. I don't understand what's going on. Like, is it just because like Lennon Allison will never be Lennon, and her friends know her well enough that it's going to happen.
Yeah.
We only have like 3 more episodes. So,
and I mean, as someone who has a sibling, like I'm not her twin, we're a year apart, but like I could never, even if we looked exactly alike, assimilate her life. Like her as a person is so different from me, you know?
Absolutely. And then we have Dylan, weirdo Dylan, who is carving Allison's name into the cave, who then is confronted by Claire, not confronted, but like weirdly sees her, and he falls, he's like covered in blood. Why is there blood everywhere? What is Claire's deal? I need more Claire.
Well, but this episode was all Claire.
It was all Clara, and we still don't know anything else about her. We know so much. They expanded on her character, but we were left with 9 million other questions because how she was married to Lennon and Allison's father at one point. Like, what is happening here?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like we all knew the dad. We talked about this. We knew the dad had to have been in the cult. I thought it was both parents, but it's just the one at this point. And he's got so many secrets now, right? The dad, like, and we're just like, it kind of solidifies what I said last week because I was like, oh, it's this person. But I was like, but no, I actually think it's the dad. And it's pushing me more towards the dad is the killer, especially because we got more flashback.
Okay, but here was my theory. When they were like rummaging through Clara's house and finding all these clues and whatnot, there was one person playing Captain Save-A-Ho, and that was Dylan. And in the beginning, he was the one who was so apprehensive about like doing whatever to Allison's body to begin with. So now he's the hero. Like it just makes me like sketched out because he was like Mr. Goatman just a couple episodes ago. So I'm like, Dylan could know. Dylan could have come back. Dylan could be working with Clara, and that's why he's trying to get everyone out the house, you know?
Yeah.
I don't think it's Dylan. I do think it's more than one person, and I think it really could be the dad, because if we think about how comfortable he was just busting up into Clara's house, you know, a couple episodes back, like maybe he busted up in her house and stole those spiders from her. We don't know what he's up to.
Right. We have those weird like ice spiders in the body. It's just like, there's so many weird little pieces. And like you said, Jordan, he busted up in there. He's like, how long did you have her body? And she's like, I had it for a year. You know, like there's some weird connection. And then with the flashback, we see that the dad has so much guilt because he's the one who kicked Lennon out of the car. We finally know how Lennon got to that part in the road. And it's because she's tired of being the bad guy. She's tired of keeping their father's secrets. What are these secrets that would destroy the planet?
Okay,
That is sketchy.
I literally just noticed right now, and I feel like maybe it's Clara and the dad together, because what I literally just noticed is that when they were in Clara's house the first time, they made a big deal about she made tea and she had the honey with the I forget what you call it, but the little comb thing, right? The honeycomb.
Yeah,
whatever.
the bee comb thingy.
Yeah. Right? And then this next episode, or the episode that we're talking about today, when they break into her house again, they made a big deal about her having the honey and the thing. And if the promo image, they're all covered in honey.
Right. Why? Like,
oh, that's a good connection, Jordan. I hella appreciate that. I was going to go somewhere with the Clara thing. Oh, I was like, what if Clara is actually their mama?
That's what I thought was going to be the secret for a hot second, but
that's what I think the secret might be, right?
I don't know.
Like he left the cult and took the kids and like married another woman. And like maybe Lennon was the only one who knew that wasn't her real mom. She was like, "You're not my real mom.
You're not my real mom." That's a good theory.
That's a good theory.
And like, you know, that's why she's so pissed at Allison for caring so much about someone that isn't really related to her. Like, and
I mean,
killed herself because she was part of a cult. Like, you know.
That would make sense why Clara had the body too.
Because it's her daughter.
And why she was.
This is good. Guys, this is good. So if people are watching and that's what it turns out to be, you heard it here first. We did it. Like we put it together.
We are Scooby doing the shit out of this, and I'm proud of us.
I feel like Charlie Day. I need my whiteboard and my red strings.
I know. Like when they're at Clara's house, like how creepy were those like empty houses? And why was there a bloody machete also? Just like chilling.
Here's the thing. It could just be like rusted because coconut water can sometimes be pink. And like you use the machete to crack the coconut in Hawaii. So I looked at it and I was like, wait, this is kind of hella familiar. Like that's probably just rust. I don't think it's blood. Who knows?
Okay. Because like at the end of the episode, like I feel like nothing happened in this episode, but then everything happened in this episode, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because like we got the answer to the question of how Lennon got to that part of the road. But then we, like you said, Jordan, so many more questions of like the dad and the cult and like his guilt and him pushing Lennon and like all this stuff. And then the episode ends with like blood and like voiceover tears and crying that to me sounded like Riley. And is it because Dylan? And
that's what I'm saying. We don't know if no one died. We don't know that for sure.
Yeah.
No, we don't. They might have like, slowed it down. That way we still have people to go off of. But
I know. I'm just like, the person I feel like she'd be crying over would have to be Dylan though. So like, do we think Dylan is dead? Is Dylan injured? I don't know.
I don't know who it is.
I don't either. I have so many questions.
Yeah. Can we talk about really quickly my new favorite character, the new police officer they introduced?
Oh my gosh, she's amazing.
Auntie is hilarious. So
I love. She's like, we were in love. She's like, this is where the spiders come from. We were in love, or I was in love with him, but he was, betrothed to another. I was hoping that his heart would be open.
I Googled it.
I Googled it.
She's so good. And I loved her during the interrogation scene too, of all the kids and the adults.
I love when she walked up behind the other officer and she's like, oh, you're real quiet for a big bitch. And then she was like, my sneakers.
My sneakers. She's such a great addition. Like, I like her better than the creepy officer who died. And I thought I thought no one was going to beat him. And I was so sad that he is dead. And then they give me her and I'm so in love with her. She's so amazing. Oh gosh. There's like, I feel like this is going to be a really short like reaction just because like it's just like little nuggets. But I don't like, what do you guys think for next week? Like, where are we going to go from here?
I low-key wish they had just released it all at once because this is so compelling and I really want to know what happens next. And I feel like it's only 8 episodes. So it would have been a very satisfying, like, day-long binge. And I'm kind of upset that we're having to do it week by week now.
I know.
Yeah. It would have been a great binge. It would have been a great movie. Like, but spreading it out into a show is always fun. I'm a miniseries fan, but
I love miniseries.
Mm-hmm. But there's just so much I want to know. There's so much that I'm confused about. There's so many characters that I'm just like, who are you? Especially seeing in this episode that Riley is dealing drugs to adults too.
Right. Like that was a big thing.
Layers upon layers.
Layers upon layers.
Which
and
makes
her
me
mom
feel like
is crazy and I love
mom
her.
Has to know, right? I mean, if you're dealing to...
Oh, no. Remember her mom got drugs from her like 2 episodes ago.
Oh, yeah, that's right. She was like, do you got anything? I just need like a perk or something.
Yeah. So it's so many layers. So at this point, Margot's safe because she's with her mom crying, right? Mm-hmm. Allison is safe because she's like with her dad.
Allison at Margot's house.
At Margot's house. That's right. Thank you. And then Allison she like was mad and showed up with her suitcase. Can I stay here?
Mm-hmm. Which I think our theory is right. And I low-key think that Clara is their mom because she saw the wedding photo and got super upset about it. And she did talk to her dad about something. And then she just stormed off and went to Margot's house.
Because as we know, the show is famous for not giving us full conversations right off the bat.
Yeah. I mean, how else would it be like suspensey and Scooby-Dooey?
I know. All right. Who do you think Who do you think is the killer? I'm leaning towards the dad. I think it's the dad. In scare tactics of keeping everything kosher, he's like offing everyone one by one.
I mean, would he go that far to protect all of his secrets? And at that point, I think they're leading us to believe that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And again, as a horror movie aficionado, whoever they're leading you to believe it is, it's not that person.
Mm-hmm.
Right, because in the beginning, the first 4 episodes, they were like leaning towards Dylan, and I never bought that. I never bought into the Dylan.
No.
So, Kiki, what do you think?
I feel like I said last week that I thought it might be somebody who we haven't met yet, but now that we're 5 episodes deep, I don't think that's possible. I think it's got to be someone we know.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Clara is too obvious for it to just be her too. Like I think Clara and Dylan are the obvious choices. And maybe the dad is now an obvious choice, and we just have no idea. But I'm hardcore leaning towards the dad.
Yeah, I was, Team Dylan with Clara, but I also think the dad might want to cover his tracks, and that Clara might be their mama.
I like it, guys. I do.
It's just a man with a hook.
If we don't get a hook somewhere in this, I'm going to be upset.
Yeah. The hook is like a cameo appearance, for sure.
It's too iconic. We need it. Is there anything else we need to talk about for this episode?
No, people need to continue watching this show. Like, if you haven't watched I Know What You Did Last Summer, what are you waiting for?
I know. Awesome. Well, guys, this is a quick one. It's all good. We'll be back next week to talk about the next episode of I Know What You Did Last Summer. Until next time, ladies, say goodbye.
Goodbye.
Say goodbye.
Sayonara. Okay. We'll talk to you next time. Bye, guys.